Hello, lovely people of the internet. I am Dameon Geppetto, and I'm here today to talk tactics. That's right, we're going to talk the best tactics in Football Manager 2023. I've got some amazing stuff to go over here, so strap in and enjoy. But before we get into it, let's hit that fire intro. As you can see here, I'm playing as Hertha Berlin. This is Season 1, folks. I've got an A rating with these tactics. We're sitting 5th in the division at 23 games. We've got 11 wins, 4 draws, and 8 losses, 37 points. So clearly, these tactics work. Now, what are these tactics, you might ask? Well, it's a fluid 5-3-2 defensive midfielder wing back Tiki Taka. Technically, a vertical Tiki Taka, but it is not a straightforward Tiki Taka. It is a hybrid of everything that works in Football Manager. If you played Football Manager 2023 enough, you're probably scratching your head going, why can't I get clean sheets? Why are there 0 shutouts from my goalkeeper? Why does the other team always score these goals where I'm just pulling my hair out? Well, it's the state of the engine. Nothing I can do about that. I cannot make the engine have the defenders or the goalkeepers play with a little bit more intelligence. But what I can do is provide you the best defensive tactics that also score a lot of goals. We're going to start at the back here. This is a 5-3-2, as I said. In the back, you got your goalkeeper on goalkeeper defense. In 2022, sweeper keeper was the better option. Here in 2023, regular goalkeeper seems to be the better option. The goalkeepers have basically gotten hit over the head with a mallet a bunch of times since the 2022 version. I put the goalkeeper on goalkeeper. If you really love your sweeper keeper, go for it. But don't fault me when they do something stupid and give up a goal. All of these 3 center backs here, they're all on central defender with defend. That's right, none of them, the middle one is not on cover. The cover role is really bad this year. So all 3 of them are on central defender. But it doesn't stop there. I have added take less risks as an instruction to all 3 of them. All 3 of those defenders are taking less risks. I will show you all of the player roles after we go over the lineup here. Sitting here at a defensive midfielder, I have him on anchor. Now, this is one of the things where you could put your own stamp on it. If you're a better team, you don't need to roll this guy as a defender. You could simply throw him deep lying playmaker support, or maybe you want him to do something else, the halfback to where they still hold the position. You could do that. There's options here. I like anchor because it adds more instructions. Take fewer risks, dribble less, shoot less often, hold position. I like the hold position for the defensive midfielder. I think the defensive midfielder is the only position in the game that actually tracks the ball in the air very well. I leave them on anchor. It's been working out pretty good for us. Now, wingbacks are set on automatic. Why are the wingbacks set on automatic? Well, because if I switch this up to attacking, poof, they're attacking. If I switch this to defensive, poof, they're on defending. If I'm anywhere in between, cautious, balanced, positive, they're on support. So I like that because in game, when you make those quick decisions, you just score a goal at the end of the game and you want to throw it on defensive real quick. You don't have to go into the tactics and change the assignments, or vice versa. The other team scores a goal against you. You want to go on the attack. Boom, you throw it to attacking. They're already attacking. Makes life easier in game management. Now, central midfielders here. They need to be set with Mazzala attack and either box-to-box midfielder support or roaming playmaker. The key is roaming. Roam from position is on box-to-box midfielder. Roam from position is on Mazzala attack. Now you could put the box-to-box on the left and the Mazzala on the right if you prefer that. I have found this to work pretty good, but that's just because I have better left wing backs anyway. If you got a much better right wing back, maybe you switch those roles. But like I said, Mazzala on attack, box-to-box midfielder on support, or a roaming playmaker on support. Now, the additional roles I have added to the wing backs are cross more often and cross from deep. The additional role I've added to the box-to-box midfielder is get forward more often, because as you can see, there's a huge space here where we don't have any attacking midfielders. So there's a huge gap here. So these two midfielders have to roam around like crazy. Up front, two strikers, both on attack. We've got one here on pressing forward and one on complete forward. If you don't have a striker that can do complete forward, you could very easily just go advanced forward. And if you don't want to do pressing forward, you could do target forward or deep lying forward. The key is that you want one basically is setting up and one's for going to goals. You don't want to do two advanced forwards. So target forward holds up the ball, dribbles less. I have added shoot more often, as you can see. Pressing forward moves into channels, close down more often, tackle harder. I've found better luck with the pressing forward and the target forward, but the deep lying forward works on a lower ranked team. Deep lying forward holds up the ball as well. So one of those three roles along with advanced forward or complete forward here, okay? And as you can see, I added shoot more often to both of my strikers. That's right, they're the strikers. They're supposed to score goals. They should shoot more often. We're going to go over those roles at the end so you can understand why we do what we do. But let's go over the Tiki Taka part of this formation here. We have standard width, and here's the Tiki Taka. Focus the play down the left, focus the play down the right, underlap left, underlap right. Everybody uses overlap. Underlap is so strong. You still get passes out to the wingers with the underlap. The difference is the wingers try and serve it back to the person running into the box who's wide open with the underlap. It works great for wide open goals. Work the ball into the box because we have our wingers doing extra crosses anyways. This is a cheat code. You can work the ball into the box and cross more often with these tactics. It is a cheat code. Passing directness, keep it at standard. Do not adjust it. Not slower, not higher. You don't want to go too direct, otherwise they give the ball away too much. You don't want to go shorter because then they just don't take a risky pass when it's worthwhile. You want them to every once in a while chip it over the top when it's gonna get a breakaway, but you don't want them to force the issue. Tempo I have on standard because we're one of the teams that is not as fast as everybody else in the league, but you could very easily dump this up to slightly higher. You could even play this with slightly lower if you're a really slow team, but I think tempo at standard is just fine. No time wasting, but this needs to be set. Be more expressive. Now, play for set pieces does not have to be set. This is something I just find because I design my own set pieces, which I will make another video for the set pieces. Because I design my own set pieces, I do this because I train them every other week or so to do the attacking set pieces and to do the delivery. So this is where you get those extra goals that push you over the top and get you 3 points instead of 1, or give you 1 point instead of 0. Creative freedom must be being more expressive though. That is the key to this. You need everybody moving out of their positions and roaming around because there's so much open space here. You're giving up so much of a gap between the strikers and the midfielders and the wingers. So you really need that be more expressive. Now in transition, it's a simple gegenpress. Counter press and counter. This is the best in the engine. Counter press and counter should probably be in every single tactic you design, except for a complete park the bus defensive, we're not going to give up a goal at the end of the game tactic. Honestly, counter press, counter. Do it. Just do it. Now, I don't have any distribution because I like the goalkeeper to make the decision. If the defenders are pressing, the goalkeeper will chip it up. If the defenders are dropping off, he'll drop it short. This gives the goalkeeper the option of where to distribute it. No distribution type or anything like that. Once again, just let the goalkeeper make the decision on the distribution. Out of possession, I've got a higher defensive line and we got mid-block on the press. We are triggering press more often. Now, you could go to much more often if you really want to get that gegenpress going, but I have it on more often. It seems to work good. And the defensive line is drop off more. Now, if I'm playing a really good team like a Bayern or a Dortmund, I'm going to drop this line all the way down to a lower. But most games, I'm going to leave it on the higher, but you pretty much need drop off more no matter what formation you do. Step on more does not work in this engine. You need to drop off more. Now that we've gone over all that, let's go over the players' individual roles as I explained. So the goalkeeper has no special individual role, but the defenders here, this is why you want to use central defender. I added take fewer risks, shoot less often, dribble less, hold the position. These are very important. They hold the position, they don't dribble, they don't shoot, and they're taking fewer risks. As you can see, I've added that to all three. There's no added instructions for the defensive midfielder. This is the one you can find what works best for you. Wingbacks cross more often, cross from deep, and a wingback automatic runs wide with the ball. They're already running wide with the ball. You don't need to set your formation to wide. They're already going to run wide with the ball. They're already doing it. So cross more often, cross from deep. As you can see here, box-to-box midfielder, I added get further forward to the roam from position. Here on the Mazzala attack, you don't need to add anything. They take more risks, they get further forward, they stay wider, they move into channels, they roam from the position. They do everything to generate chances. Now, pressing forward, shoot more often, move into channels, close down more, tackle harder. As you can see, I added shoot more often, and I added shoot more often to the other striker, the complete forward. Shoot more often, hold up the ball, dribble more, take more risk, move into channels, and roam from position. You need a really good striker to do this. Honestly, I've used this on 3 different teams. My West Ham save in the Premier Division, dominating with it. Nacional de Madeira in Portugal, dominating. We went up, and we almost qualified for Euro the first time we went up to the Premier in Portugal. And now with Hertha, as you saw, we're in 5th place season 1. Like, we might get Euro season 1. You need these tactics. Now, if you want to see them in action, all you got to do is go to my Twitch streams. That's right, I stream this game many times a week. You can check the schedule out at twitch.tv/Dameon Geppetto. And thank you very much for tuning in. I will have more amazing content for Football Manager coming up.